I could use a new mattress. I'm yawning over here.
I just got a new Tempur-Pedic pillow. It's working out very nice.
Season of Dreams is presented by Mattress Firm, and here comes the money. Shane O'Mac. Is this good? Looks pretty good. I mean, opponents are hitting 193. The ERA just over 2.
But he's on
he started the All-Star game last year. He's going to start the All-Star game this year.
But he's on the Rays, so you expect that.
Wipe out stuff. Wipe out stuff.
Bill Ripken is our guy. We are on the bases and heading home. The Rays won their 25th game on Wednesday. It's May 4th. And it's so interesting to me that over the years we've asked how they do it. They do it because they are fundamentally sound. They run the bases well. And they have more talent than a lot of teams. They're so talented, Bill.
Well, what I like about them this year is they're throwing out some staples every single game as position players roll. And when you can throw a Rosarena and Wander Franco out there, that's a good 1-2 punch in anybody's team, and I think that's what's missed a little bit over the years, but these dudes can play. They're just flat out can play.
Yandy's raking for them.
And no other team, as you see right there on the bottom, no other team has more than 3. They've got 6.
We didn't even mention the defense.
Is it Josh Lowe?
Yes.
Yes.
Who looks like Rob Lowe.
Right. His brother is Nathaniel Lowe, friend of the program.
Hitting the ball 460 feet. Bill, I knew you were coming on. I was locked in on this game last night. Dwayne Statz and Brian Anderson do a great job, and they had Taylor Walls playing third base.
Yep.
And they called for his pre-pitch setup, and it couldn't have been more on point. They do the pre-pitch setup, and he gets a backhand. On this call, Dwayne Statz nailed this. The people who called and do the Rays games, bang, and he's making the play. The reason they went to that is he had made a charging play before that. But kids at home, you want to talk about pre-pitch? There's different ways to go about it, but you think he's invested?
Wow.
He's invested.
He's invested. Him and Wander Franco are in perfect. I used to love Dustin Pedroia. Would be like, bang, everybody's got a different way. But you watch those youth tournaments, and you look out on that field, when that kid gets into his motion, you'll see 4 or 5 kids like this, and you'll see 3 that are like.
Yeah. And the thing to equate that to, too, is if you watch any of the tennis matches on TV, the dude's getting ready to serve. The guy on the other side, it's just, both feet are hitting the ground when the racket's hitting the ball. And if you can get your timing down as an infielder where you're coming in, and what's important, too, is to have your feet square. If that's home plate, my feet need to be square because I can go either way. Some guys get caught this way. That's the only way you can go effectively because that's a long kind of crossover. But if your feet can hit the ground in that little hop position when the ball's in the hitting zone, you got a chance.
And he's hitting this year.
Yes, he was really struggled
offensively. He struggled last year.
Yeah.
And the other thing, too, is they knew what pitch was coming. That's why they're making the pre-pitch, and they trust the fact the pitch will be made in the right spot.
They're different facets of the organization, all in unison.
Yes.
Oh, and they're the best base running team.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Ozzie Albies. I told you during the break, it just speaks to how deep this lineup is when I was surprised that Ozzie Albies leads the Braves, D-Row, with 9 home runs.
You know that?
Real quick.
Think of all the sluggers in that lineup.
When I watch, this is peak Atlanta Braves, people. Living there for 25 years, I mean, this team is as good as it gets. This lineup's reminding me of 2003. You got like Sean Murphy doing his best Javi Lopez impersonation when he hit 48 jacks. Ozzie Albies is leading the team. Right, I mean, up and down, it just does not stop. And Michael Harris just got back and is going to get rolling.
And key Atlanta or just Atlanta Braves baseball, they won the World Series without Acuna Jr.
Yep.
They won the East last year without Albies.
Right.
So, I mean, you took 2 big cogs out of their lineup, and yet they still keep rolling.
Everyone does their job on the Braves. The White Sox won their first series of the year, and you said their job on the South Side is to hustle and come together and allow the talented pieces, to play as one. Did this series, Bill, teach you anything about them?
Well, we were here a couple days ago, and I know D-Row's going to have fun with my box scores again, but we went through those 7 runs they scored in the last inning when they were staring 11 losses in a row. And maybe, just maybe, when you battle back and drop a 7 spot on the best team in baseball to win, next thing you know, they've won 3 in a row. And who knows where they can go? Because we've always said, sitting out here, they've never added up to the talent they have on the field. maybe this is the year they prove us wrong.
We've said that for years.
How about the kid who goes home every night and tells his parents, why is this coach always picking on me?
Maybe it's you.
The coach is picking on you because he believes in you. It's when he's not talking to you. That's when you know you're a non-factor on the team. That's why we're hard on the White Sox. When you put eyeballs on them, they're super talented at every position. They roll out a starting rotation that should give them a chance. They're going to get Liam Henry. It was nice to see T.A. back. Eloy, big knocks these last couple of games. Luis Robert, dead center homer. By the way, beat out a potential double play ball. Hustling down the line. So you can't have a tight hammy on Monday and then run like a deer on Tuesday.
He learned. That's a learning lesson, and he learned.
They do go to, after today, they go to Cincinnati, and then
well,
they go
he claimed he had a tight hammy.
Well, maybe that wasn't the case, and maybe he learned his lesson. So
they go to Cincinnati and Kansas City after today. Meantime, the St. Louis Cardinals, they've lost 5 in a row. They're 10-21. Giovanni Gallegos had not given up a home run coming into last night. He gives up 2 in the same inning, 1 to Jake Lamb, 1 to Mike Trout. I asked you when we were in break, how concerned are you by the Cardinals? You said very. Why?
Look, because the bump was so well written when it said not in the cards. And I just kind of go with that. There's a lot of things right now that aren't adding up for me in St. Louis that usually you don't say about St. Louis. And I think right now, where they're sitting, they've done, and am I phoning it in 31 days? I don't know if I'm absolutely phoning it in. They've dug themselves a huge hole. And I don't see anything from the guys that go take the bump every 5th day to be able to go out there and turn this thing around. And next thing you know, they throw out a 6 or 7 or 8 win in a row spot. I just don't see it sitting here today after 31 games.
They need an arm.
Jack Flaherty's.
You can't rely on Jack Flaherty to be your one. He hasn't been able to stay healthy or be that consistently.
When healthy,
I got it.
But
when healthy, but I
healthy.
can't bank on that. I can't bank on Miles Michaelis. He doesn't. I love Miles Michaelis. He's all man. This dude's a stud. But he doesn't punch tickets. Waino doesn't punch tickets anymore. I think offensively, Arenado's gotten off to a terrible start by his accord, but ripped a double last night. I'm not concerned about him. The lineup will find a way to string runs. I worry about the rotation a little bit, just a lot of contact.
Nothing says 7 wins
I
in a
thought
row.
they were a sneaky. I'm gonna be honest with you. I completely whiffed it through April with them.
Look, they're off to
I think they're a sneaky World Series.
only May 3rd.
The Cardinals are off to their worst start since 1973. Nays is telling me in my ear they got a glut of outfielders. Maybe flip one of those outfielders for a pitcher. I don't know.
Who's out there now, Nays?
That's what I'm thinking. It's not like starting pitchers are just laying around.
Chase Anderson just got traded, I saw.